The table is rendering. Now we add the ability to create a new product. This involves three things: a button that opens a modal dialog, a form inside the dialog with controlled inputs, and Inertia's useForm hook that sends the data to our Laravel controller and handles errors automatically. In plain HTML, an input element manages its own value internally. The browser keeps track of what the user typed. React works differently. It uses a pattern called controlled inputs, where React state is the single source of truth. A controlled input has two things: a value prop that sets the displayed text, and an onChange handler that updates state when a user types. The data flows in a circle. The user types, onChange updates state. State sets the value. The input shows the new value. Why go to this trouble? Because when you have the value in React state, you can read it, validate it, reset it, and pre-fill it at any time. You're always in control of what the form contains. We need to track whether the create dialog is open. Add a state variable at the top of the component. Also make sure to import the useState React hook. Import below the plus icon, as what we did on the previous video. useState is a React hook. Hooks are special functions that add features to your component. useState takes an initial value, false here, meaning the dialog starts closed, and returns two things: the current state value and a function to update it. The square bracket destructuring, const showCreate, set showCreate, is how we name those two things. ShowCreate is the current value. Set showCreate is the function we call to change it. When we call set showCreate true, React re-renders the component with showCreate equal to true, and the dialog becomes visible. When we call set showCreate false, it closes. Inertia provides a useForm hook that manages form state and handles submission for you. Let's import it and set it up. Let's define the useForm hook here. useForm takes an object with the initial values for each field. We start with empty strings for text fields and true for the checkbox. The form name is createForm. We will later have an edit form too, so naming them is important. useForm returns several things. Let me explain each one. createForm.data, the current form values as an object. When a user types in the name field, createForm.data.name contains what they typed. createForm.setData, a function to update one field. You call it with the field name and the new value. setData, name, into .target.value. createForm.post, a function that sends a form data to a URL using a post request. It handles the submission, shows a loading state, and processes the response. createForm.processing, a Boolean that is true while the form is being submitted. We use it to disable the submit button so the user cannot click twice. createForm.errors, an object containing validation error messages from Laravel. If the name field fails validation, createForm.errors.name contains the error message string. createForm.reset, a function that resets all fields back to their initial values. Let's do the submit function. I will create it and explain it step by step. The function receives a form event, a TypeScript type from React that describes the form submission event. The :form event annotation tells TypeScript what type the parameter is. e.preventDefault stops the browser's default form behavior. By default, when a form is submitted, the browser navigates to the form's action URL and reloads the page. We do not want that. Inertia handles the request in the background. PreventDefault cancels the browser's default so Inertia can take over. CreateForm.post/products sends the data to the /products URL, which matches our route. Post that triggers product controller, store. The second argument is an options object. OnSuccess is a callback that runs if the server responds successfully, meaning Laravel accepted the data, created the product, and returned back. Inside OnSuccess, we show a toast notification, close the dialog, and reset the form fields. Toast.success is from the Sonar library, which comes with the starter kit. It shows a small notification at the bottom of the screen for a few seconds. Import the dialog components from shadcn and the toast from Sonar. The full import line should read as import dialog, dialog content, dialog header, dialog title from its /components/UI/dialog. Then let's import the input error component. The full import line should be import input error from @/components/input error. That's all we wanted for now. Now add the dialog component at the bottom of the return statement, after the table. Let me explain the dialog's open and on-open change props. Open equals showCreate. This controls whether the dialog is visible. When showCreate is true, the dialog is shown. When false, it is hidden. OnOpenChange is a callback that fires when the dialog wants to close, such as when the user clicks outside the dialog or presses the escape key. The open parameter tells us the new state the dialog is trying to move to. When it is false, the dialog wants to close. We set showCreate to false and reset the form. This prevents half-filled form data from appearing the next time the user opens it. Let's see how it looks like on our browser. Click the Add button, and you should see a dialog shown and have a header text, the title, and the empty content with action buttons. OnSubmit event calls the submitCreate function that we defined it previously. Now let's replace this comment with actual inputs code. Let's do one by one. I will start with the name input. Remember to import the label and input components so they can be usable in your code. Label and input are shadcn components. HTML for on label and ID on input must match. This links the label to the input for accessibility, so clicking the label focuses the input. This is how you should import the two. Value equals createForm.data.name makes this a controlled input. The displayed value always comes from the form state. OnChange fires every time the user presses a key. e.target.value is the new content of the input. We pass it to createForm.setData, which updates the form state. React re-renders, and the input displays the new value. Autofocus means this input automatically receives keyboard focus when the dialog opens. The user can start typing immediately without clicking. Input error is a small component that only renders if message has a value. When Laravel's validation fails, createForm.errors.name contains the error message. Input error displays it in red below the input. When validation passes, errors.name is undefined and input error renders nothing. See now on your browser the dialog contains the name input with a label, and you can see even the validation works correctly. Add the description text area, price, stock, and is_active checkbox using the same pattern. This is for description. The price field. For the number input, step equals 0.01 allows decimal values. Min equals 0.01 prevents negative prices in the browser before the data even reaches Laravel. This is a first line of defense, but remember, server-side validation in the controller is the real enforcer. The checkbox use is checked instead of value, because checkboxes are either checked or not checked. The double exclamation mark converts is_active to a Boolean, since the form data might be the string true in some edge cases. e.target.check gives us the Boolean state of the checkbox. On our browser, this is how it looks like. Click Add Product to open the modal. All the fields have been added correctly here. The description field looks messy. We will clear it on the next video. Now when you click the Create button, you will see validations on the required inputs. Now test out on your browser again. Click Add Product. The dialog opens. Fill in a name and price. Click Create. The toast appears. The dialog closes. But seems we have an error here. Right-click and open the Inspect tool. This will help us go to the Console tab to see what error we've encountered. The function to fixed on our table on price column seems not to work for us. Let's try to remove it for now. Go back to the browser and test again. And the product appears in the table. This is what we wanted, right? Now let's redo again. Click Add Product. The dialog opens. Fill in a name and price. Click Create. The toast appears, the dialog closes, and the product appears in the table. We have a fully working Create form. Inertia handles the submission. Laravel validates the data. Errors display automatically under each field, and a toast confirms the success. In the final episode, we add edit and delete, and wire up the pagination so the table works across multiple pages.